Multiplying fractions, fractions. Why do we multiply fractions and how do we do it? Well, let's think about this. Here's our rules. If you have a over b and you multiply it by b, you get a. Well, why? Oh, the b's simplify out because b is b over 1 and the b's would simplify out and you'd be left with just an a. Awesome. 1 over a times 1 over b equals 1 over ab. Why? Because all you do is you multiply the numerators and the denominators, which you can see in this last example of a over b times c over d is equal to ac over bd. Now, remember, the denominator can never equal 0. Okay? Now, first step, when multiplying fractions, is if you have a mixed number, for example, -3 1/4, you must make the mixed number into an improper fraction. Explain why you think you must do this. Take a moment. Pause the video. Explain to me in a few sentences why you must do this. Pause. Excellent. So now that you've paused this, and by the way, if you were unable to figure it out at that point, please feel free to do the problems first and then go back and think about why. So we have 8 times -3/4 times -3 1/4. I already told you, first step, you have to make that into an improper fraction. The 8, we want to make into a fraction also. So we're going to call 8 over 1. And we're going to multiply that by -3 over 4. I personally like to put the negative always in the numerator. It just helps me remember where it is. And times, well, this is going to be a negative, and then you ignore the negative as you change it into an improper fraction. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4. In fact, you need to make it into 13 over 4 for the same reason why you ignore the negative and then put the negative on after. What is this number? This number is 3 1/4. It's not 3, and then there's a 4th that might or might not be negative. The whole thing is 3 1/4, and the whole thing is negative. Now that we've got it written out, you can cross simplify if you'd like. You could also just multiply 8 times 3 times 13 is, and 1 times 4 times 4 is, but I would prefer to simplify. So I notice that 8 and a 4 both have a number that goes into it. It's 4. 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 8 twice. In fact, I see another something we can simplify. The 2 and the 4. What? You can simplify the numerator twice? Yeah, as long as you can cross simplify something with it, you can. So a 2, 1 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator. So 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. So now, if I multiply it all together, what I end up with is 1 times -3 times -13. What's -3 times -13? Positive 39. And my denominator would be 1 times 1 times 2, which is 2. So this would be fine, or we can make this into a mixed number. So 2 goes into 39. Well, it goes into 40 20 times, so it's going to go in one last, which is 19. And if I multiply 19 times 2, I would get 38. So I have 1 left over out of 2. So the answer is 19 1/2. Number 2. -6 3/4 times -10 times -1 1/3. Again, make your mixed numbers into improper fractions first. So I can ignore the negative, make it a negative, and then change the rest and then bring it back. So put my negative down. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3 is 27 over 4. And I want to multiply this by -10, which is -10 over 1. And I want to multiply this by negative. 1 times 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4 over 3. Is this answer going to be positive or negative? I have 3 negatives, so that will be a negative. I can also pay attention to that and cancel it at the end. I see a 4 in the numerator and then in the denominator. But Miss Nakamo, they're not right above each other. Can I still simplify them? Yes, because I'm going to basically multiply them all together and then simplify after. So why multiply then divide by 4 when I can just say, 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into -4 once. Is there any other numerator and denominator you can simplify? You are correct. 3 and 27. 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into -27 -9 times. So I have a -9 times a -10 times -1. So 9 times 10 is 90 on the 1. I already figured out the negatives is going to be a negative. So it's negative 90 over 1. So what is negative 90 over 1? You are correct. It is just a negative 90. Thank you. And if you haven't figured out why, go back and give us a reason for mixed numbers always having to become improper before you multiply. Thanks.